The Galactic Academy Security Chief Vextar slammed his four-clawed appendages against the reinforced desk, his chitinous exoskeleton clicking with frustration. Through the transparent aluminum viewing panel of Containment Bay 7, 6 juvenile Zephyrian predators prowled restlessly, their midnight blue scales rippling with bioluminescent patterns that spelled trouble in any language. 3 hours, Vextar hissed to his lieutenant. 3 hours of sonic commands, pheromone pacifiers, and neural dampening fields. They won't even acknowledge our presence. The Zephyrian cubs were no ordinary specimens. Each stood nearly 2 meters tall despite their youth, with razor-sharp talons and teeth that could slice through titanium. Their species had terrorized the Outer Rim for centuries before joining the Galactic Consortium, and even domesticated adults required specialized handlers. "Sir," the lieutenant's translator crackled, "perhaps we should contact the Zephyrian embassy for—" A new voice interrupted from the observation deck. "Mind if I take a look?" Both security officers turned to see 2 human cadets approaching. The first was Alex Chen, a third-year tactical studies student whose reputation preceded him. Beside him walked Zainab al-Rashid, her hijab neatly pinned. Beneath her cadet collar, dark eyes already studying the situation with the analytical precision that had earned her top marks in xenobiology. "Absolutely not," Vexitar's translator barked. "These are apex predators, not some domesticated earth mammals. They've already injured 2 of my best handlers." Alex raised his hands peacefully. "We're not suggesting we handle them, Chief. Just observe." Zainab stepped closer to the viewing panel, her movements slow and deliberate. The cubs immediately noticed her, their serpentine heads turning in unison. Their bioluminescent patterns shifted from the angry reds and oranges they'd maintained all morning to curious blues and purples. "Fascinating," Zainab murmured. "Look at their posture. They're not aggressive, they're scared." "Scared?" Vextar's exoskeleton rattled with what his species considered laughter. "Those creatures fear nothing. They're bred killers." "No," Alex said quietly, joining Zainab at the observation window. "She's right. Look at how they're clustering together, the way they keep glancing at the exits. Classic signs of distress in pack animals." The largest cub, its scales marked, with the intricate patterns that denoted future pack leadership, approached the barrier. It pressed one massive paw against the transparent surface, directly opposite where Zainab stood. Its eyes, ancient and intelligent despite its youth, locked onto hers. "They're babies," Zainab whispered, her voice filled with sudden understanding. "Separated from their parents, stuck in a sterile environment with no familiar scents or sounds. Of course they're terrified." Without waiting for permission, she placed her human hand against the barrier, matching the cub's gesture. The effect was immediate and startling. The cub's bioluminescence shifted to soft, pulsing golds, a pattern Zainab recognized from her xenobiology texts as the Zephyrian equivalent of curiosity mixed with hope. "Cadet al-Rashid, step away from the containment unit immediately," Vextar commanded. Instead, Zainab did something that made every non-human in the room freeze in shock. She smiled. Not the predatory grin that most species associated, with bared teeth, but a genuine human smile, warm, non-threatening, filled with compassion. The cubs' response was instantaneous. Their aggressive postures melted away, replaced by the head tilts and forward-leaning stance of creatures seeking connection. "How are you doing that?" Vextar demanded. "Humans are social mammals," Alex explained, never taking his eyes off the cubs. "We've spent hundreds of thousands of years learning to read emotional states across species barriers. It's how we domesticated wolves, befriended dolphins, even communicated with non-verbal members of our own species." Zainab began speaking softly in Arabic, then switched to English, then to the few words of Zephyrian she'd learned in class. The language didn't matter. It was the tone, the rhythm, the underlying warmth that the cubs responded to. Their bioluminescence synchronized, creating a mesmerizing display of soft, welcoming colors. "I'm going to try something," Zainab announced. She moved to the containment bay's entrance panel. "Absolutely not." Vextar lunged forward, but Alex intercepted him. "Chief, with respect, your methods haven't worked. Trust her." The security protocols recognized Zainab's cadet clearance and the barrier began to lower. Every alarm system in the facility should have activated, but Zainab had already disabled them with the kind of intuitive tech manipulation that humans were famous for throughout the galaxy. She stepped into the containment bay, her movements calm and unhurried. The cubs approached slowly, their earlier aggression completely absent. The pack leader reached her first, lowering its massive head until it was level with hers. "Hello, beautiful," Zainab whispered, extending her hand palm up in the universal gesture of non-aggression. The cub sniffed her hand, then gently pressed its snout against her palm. Its siblings crowded closer, seeking the same connection. Within minutes, all 6 cubs were purring, a sound no Galactic Academy instructor had ever heard from their species before. "How?" Vextar's voice was barely a whisper. Alex grinned, that distinctly human expression that had unnerved aliens across the galaxy. "You tried to dominate them with superior technology and authority. Zainab offered them something no amount of force could provide, understanding and genuine care. But they're predators," the lieutenant protested, "killers by instinct." "So are we," Zainab replied, still surrounded by the contentedly purring cubs. "But we're also protectors, nurturers, pack animals who understand the value of trust over fear." She looked up at the observation window, her smile brighter than any artificial light in the facility. "Would you like me to show you how to move them to proper housing? They'll need space to play, familiar scents and regular interaction with beings who see them as individuals rather than specimens." As word spread throughout the Galactic Academy about the human cadet who had tamed the untamable Zephyrian cubs, with nothing but compassion and understanding, a new entry was added to the ever-growing file on human capabilities. Note: human ability to form interspecies bonds appears to transcend traditional predator-prey relationships. Recommend further study of human empathy as potential diplomatic tool. Also recommend immediate assignment of human liaisons to all xenobiology programs. Additional note: the cubs have officially adopted Cadet Al-Rashid as their pack leader. Attempts to separate them result in distress for all parties involved. Recommend policy revision. Final note: other species young respond similarly to human caretakers. Pattern suggests humans may possess unique interspecies nurturing capabilities. This could revolutionize our understanding of galactic cooperation. In the containment bay, Zainab sat cross-legged on the floor, 6 deadly predators arranged around her like oversized, purring house cats. Alex watched from the doorway, marveling at yet another example of humanity's strangest superpower: the ability to make friends with anything, anywhere, under any circumstances. Sometimes being human meant being the most dangerous predator in the galaxy. Other times it meant being the most compassionate caregiver. Today it meant being both.